7 things about men that drive women crazy. It's no secret that men have the ability to drive women crazy. Sometimes, as different genders, we clash. That's just the way it is. It's no one's fault, it's just the way we're genetically programmed. It goes back to the mentality that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, as wisely stated by American author John Gray. And men, don't get us wrong, we love you. But sometimes we just don't understand the things that you do. Here are 7 reasons why men drive women crazy. 1. Organizational skills. Why, for the love of God, can't you guys plan ahead? We understand the fun and ambiguity of being spontaneous, but sometimes we want to know what you're doing the second Sunday of next month so we can invite you to our mother's cousin's birthday party. And, for that matter, why can't you guys seem to multitask? We know that, technically, we're the better gender at multitasking. Everyone says so. But why can't you guys organize your time better so you can get all those jobs done in one day that we've been begging you to do for months? To us, that just makes sense. It's as easy as A, B, C. 2. Laid-back attitude. Now, we realize that this isn't specifically a man thing. Women can be just as laid back as men, and maybe even more so. It all depends on the dynamics of the relationship. But, most of the time, men are the more laid-back party. It must be something to do with all those hormones we have flying around all the time. Bless us, we just can't help it. We're more complex human beings, therefore we have an ability to think about more than one thing at once. Unlike men, it seems. They tend to focus on one thing at a time and, as a result, they're much more chilled. Perhaps we should take a leaf out of their book, ladies? I know, easier said than done. 3. Lack of communication. This tends to be a big one for us. Why didn't you let us know you're going to the supermarket after work and you won't be home until 8 p.m.? Your dinner is on the table. We've slaved away in the kitchen for an hour, and now it's going cold. Yes, the lack of communication at times really does drive us mad. And how about when they're on a night out with their friends and forget to message you good night? It sends our minds racing. We would always remember to message you, so why can't you remember to message us? Sigh. Gender politics. 4. Refusal to ask for help. Ever been on a holiday and got completely lost, but your man refuses to ask for directions? In fact, they're actually adamant that they don't need any help, because they're just about to figure it out for themselves. And what are you talking about, woman? Obviously. Except that it's 3 hours later and we're still in the same spot. If us women get lost, we're the first to reach out to a stranger. It's just easier and quicker that way. Men, however, 5. Forgetting the important dates. It's the age-old story, and one of the most common ways that men drive women crazy. A popular example is your man forgetting your anniversary. Over and over again, year upon year. Like seriously, guys? It's not difficult. Set a reminder in your phone. Or mark it on your calendar at the end of every year. The amount of times that this happens in relationships is shocking. Yes, I know, women are no angels. In fact, we've probably forgotten twice ourselves.
But not repeatedly. Unfortunately, that just seems to be a man thing. 6. Being easily influenced by others. This is great when we personally want to influence them. They get the whole, yes, dear, no, dear thing from trying to please us. Because apparently we're hard to please, ladies, can you believe it? But, when it comes to their friends, sometimes we wish they weren't so easily influenced. Ever had your man stay out until the early hours when he promised he'd be home, just because he was with that idiot of a mate, let's call him Steve? Whenever he was out with Steve, he always seemed to be badly influenced. He always did silly things that just weren't him. All because of Steve. We don't understand this, guys. Stop listening to Steve when you don't have to. 7. Inability to understand us. As mentioned previously, yes, we're complex.
And we have a lot of hormones. And sometimes we're up and down, especially around the time of the month. But we're not robots. Dealing with not rocket science. We understand that sometimes we can be a bit irrational, but you just have to call us out on it. Explain your point of view and help us to understand what you're thinking. Because a lot of the time, guys, we just don't get it. We know you don't always get us either, but communication is key. You know, that thing you're not always the best at. That saying is totally true though. We can't live with men and we can't live without them. But honestly, guys, we're just like, except more complex, with breasts, and more hormones. We can bridge the gender gap just by being open and honest with each other. That's all we need to do. Whether you understand women or not, work with us here. And that will result in a happier, more successful partnership in the long run. Yes, you drive us crazy. And we probably drive you crazy too. But ain't that half the fun of it?